Oh my God. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Oh my God. Oh my God. I see, Shane, you are here in each session. I see some mentees of mine. You did. Hello. Margot. I think this is a French girl, right? Yeah. And I see also Charles Savard. I recognize the mustache every time.
And welcome, welcome, welcome also from me. Please share with us in the chat by just typing A, B, C, or D. What is your freelance status at the moment? Are you full freelance or maybe a hybrid freelancer with a real job, haha, or not a freelancer at all, or maybe considering it? Just type A, B, C, or D in the Zoom chat. Thanks a lot.
Not yet. Oh, a lot of freelance here. Full freelance. Have you seen
Hello.
the alpaca from Said? I've heard a pink alpaca. Thank you so much for that. And I think this alpaca has no name. So when you're finished with putting your pinning where you are on your freelance facilitator journey, I would suggest anyone who has a great name for the pink alpaca from Said, put it in the chat.
She's losing an
That's
ear. I need to.
a creativity exercise from the start.
Okay, so 32 full freelance. Oh my God. Great. Maybe you have a great idea to add to what I will show you today. Not yet. 4 votes.
So, hello, Mehdi. Just Mehdi cannot join us for
Oh,
the
yes,
second
it's
session of
sick.
the. Just he's sick, so let's give him some love. Hope you get well very very soon, my friend. Thanks a lot. But we will see him tomorrow, hopefully, in
For 2
his session.
sessions.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
2 sessions. Yes.
For 2
Exactly.
sessions. One with me and one where he will talk about the after workshop.
So you have a
I'll
lot of proposal for Alpa Pink.
Oh, Alpa
I'll
Pink.
pi- I'll
Alpa
Pinka
Pink.
is Pinka is also nice. Who was it?
Alpinka, yeah, too. Yeah.
Antonis. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Punkin. Alpa Pink. Alpink.
Yeah, take a few more
Nice.
seconds and then we will switch to Nathy. I'm only here for cheering people up and for the intro. Nobody wants to see my face for 90 minutes.
It's not true.
Oh, yes, we do.
It's not true.
Yeah,
You're always the most funny from us.
it's just your opinion. Yeah. Okay, just if you're just joining, please share with us your freelancing status in the chat with A, B, C, or D, so we have an overview. Thanks a lot.
Everybody loves you, Said.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thanks a lot. I never know
so-
if it's French sarcasm or if you mean it.
We mean it. We love you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So,
Let me show my face and go back to Nathy for the rest of the session. Let me highlight you, my friend. There you are.
hi everybody. I'm Nathy, and today I will share with you the recipe of a successful facilitation business, and I will ask the question I should never ask to Said. Can you share your screen? Okay, so the recipe of a successful facilitation business are the one that works for me, of course. And I was thinking maybe that could work for you too, because it took me several years, lots of works, I have to say, ups and downs, several pivots also to build my little business. And as I quit my job in 2022, it was actually only for the sake of traveling. So I was not even thinking about starting a business. And but my former employer, on the day I was giving my letter to quit, 5 minutes before, he asked me to become the head of the department because he would become one of the CEO of the companies of the group. So he was a little bit shocked and he didn't talk to me for 1 week, and we were very close actually. But then he came back to me and he told me, okay, I accept that you are going for traveling, but we will need you for the next 9 months. Could you consider to become a freelancer? Because we have to replace my position as a head of department and your position as a consultant in organizational development. So I was thinking, yeah, why not, actually? I mean, I can prepare my travel while I'm finding out how to start a freelance business, because I had absolutely no clue. And this is how it starts. And I was then realizing, wow, this is cool, because if I can do that, then I can travel longer, not only for a year, but make it my way of living. So for me, my vision at this point, as I started, was okay, I have a client. This is a group of 27 companies. So I will have enough to do in the next months. I will have more freedom. I can do what I love. And by the way, one of the conditions to say yes to him was, okay, I do that, but I want to concentrate on the workshop design and facilitation and not on all the things that I was doing also in my role. And he accepted. And it was for me an absolute perfect playground to continue to try things out with my workshops. So I did different kind of workshops, but I was doing at least what I was loving. So for me, the goal was traveling, more freedom, doing what I love, and make a living of my passion. So a few minutes ago, I could find out there are more than 30 people in the room who are already freelancer, and a few of you who are thinking about going freelance. So I would be very curious. And I would like to ask you, what is or what was your first motivation to become a freelance facilitator? And to answer the question, you get a link in the chat. You click on that link, and then you will give your name so that you can join the board. And it's very easy. You just have to click somewhere and a post-it will appear, and you can then write your answer. What is or what was your first motivation to become a freelance facilitator? COVID. I was not expecting this one.
But it's the
Not really a
truth.
motivation, Said.
It was a motivation.
Oh, it was kind of. But it was that phase when I thought about it, so maybe.
It's what I like. Burnout, changing pace of life, getting to do things my way. To be my own boss and do what I enjoy.
We see a lot of freedom,
Yeah.
flexibility, creativity, work-life flexibility. There is also the no boss or being my own boss.
But sometimes bosses are nice. I don't know. My last boss was a very nice person, and I learned from him so much. But it's also nice to be your own boss. Helping people work better together. This is a good reason.
So you have things along work-life flexibility, you have burnout.
Serve a broader range of clients. I love that. Wow, so much post-its. You know what I love, guys, is I don't see like becoming a millionaire. So It's nice. This is not the first reason. Okay. The diversity of potential clients. Thank you very much for all your answers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will continue my presentation. Or there are still post-its coming up? No. Okay.
Yeah, you have some themes around the meaning also.
The meaning of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone just teasing your leg has just added becoming a millionaire. Yeah.
A billionaire, not a millionaire. That's a difference.
Billionaire.
No, I see a millionaire. Oh, you have a billionaire too?
So I did something wrong, I guess. But yeah, of course, you want to make a living from it. Okay. So I will continue the presentation. You can let the window open for later. So I'm Nathy, and I will not introduce myself again. I think you get to know me if you are here. But as I said, I started as a freelancer, having one client, my former employer. And the deal was clear. I was a freelancer, so I was working, giving my time against money. I was customizing every workshop I was doing. And I had a big advantage, of course. The leaders and their teams knew me since I've been working in this group over 3 years. And I didn't have to prove anything. I could do every kind of workshops, from team building, executive boards, quarterly meetings, kickstart of big projects. I was everywhere, and they started to call me Nathy la workshopeuse because I'm French, and this is how the whole story started at that point. And in that time, I, of course, work for them essentially, but when I went for traveling, I was continuing working for them, but I was also looking for other clients. So I activated my network a lot, and I had a lot of conversation with different people, and a lot of conversation, of course, with project managers, since I was a project manager for over 15 years and also head of project management. So this was the people that I really knew very good. But the thing was, I was customizing everything, as I said. So it was time versus money as a freelancer. And as I started traveling, I wanted more time for other things. I was traveling through different countries in Asia, and I wanted to have social projects, hub projects where I don't earn any money. And I wanted also to have more time to see the beautiful countries I was in. So I started to think, how can I go from freelance facilitation to becoming a facilipreneur? So you will ask yourself, what is a facilipreneur? Said has a great name, the Facilitainer. So I was thinking a facilitator solopreneur is a facilipreneur. So I found out this name, and I will explain you what is, for me, the difference between a freelance facilitator and a facilipreneur. When my mouse is working. So a freelance facilitator for me is someone who is working per project or per hour basis. And there is a lot of advantage. You have the freedom to choose your own projects. You have the excitement to work with different kind of clients, and you have autonomy to set your own rates and schedule. But you have a lot to invest of time, in my opinion, at that time, a lot to invest to find the next clients and fill your pipeline. What is a facilipreneur? A facilipreneur is a facilitator solopreneur who is building something significant from their own talents. And self-motivated with complete control over your business means not waiting every time for clients to come, but also attract them. And someone who is creating branded service and products that you're passionate about or that you've seen that your clients are needed, something that Alex talked about in his last session and something we will talk about in this session. So freelance facilitator or facilipreneur, there is not one better than the other. It's different kind of business model. And I would like to ask you, if you return in the other window, what business model resonates more with your vision, with what you want to do? Would you like more to be a facilipreneur or a freelance facilitator working on project and hour basis, or someone who is more creating own products to attract clients? Okay. A lot of facilipreneur here. How do you like the name facilipreneur, by the way? You can put it in the chat.
And also why you have picked one or the other category, that might be interesting in the chat.
True.
A why is always interesting, right?
Yes. Absolutely. I'm still learning. I should have put this. Okay. Facilipreneur feels more open-ended. Yes. I'm looking in the chat. Facilitators in more than what goes in on a session. Okay. Good. So a lot of people who would like to build a facilipreneur business. Good. So in my recipe, the recipe that I will reveal you today that works for me is made of 4 ingredients. And the truth is, I simmered each ingredient separately over time. But when I started to combining them, something clicked in my head because they are all supported each other. That combination turned out to be the missing piece of my whole recipe. And this is what I will show you now. So the first ingredient, the very first, that also enables you to feel to be seen as an expert is the expertise. Sorry, I make the wrong sentence, but the first thing is the expertise. And this is also the first ingredient even to start as a freelance facilitator. And an expertise, it means being an expert means not being a generalist, but show your mastery, show for what you are good at. Example of me, I was a product manager, so the first things I was talking about were problems about project managers, and I was asking questions about making interview with project managers to get their insights because I had the experience. So I knew how to address my pitch in their language. So don't stay generalist, show your mastery and define a niche within a strong market. Why? Because a leader, I think I told that already in my previous session, but I don't know so much team managers or people in corporates that are waking up in the mornings thinking I will hire a facilitator today. They want someone to solve a specific problem. They want someone who knows about them, about this problem or about their processes, and they want someone who understands and will help them no matter the methods or techniques you are using in the first place, of course, in the first place. So when I'm working now with corporates, and this is not what you see on LinkedIn or what you see in my podcast, but when I'm I'm working directly with corporate. I don't present myself as a workshop facilitator, but as an expert in organizational development, for example. So how do you find this niche? And I know this is something a lot of you struggle with because finding a niche feels like being in jail in a carton box and you cannot go out. But this is not true. It should help you first to attract or to talk to the right clients, even if you can develop several niche along your career. So how do you define your niche?
Ist gleich, mein Schatz.
Oh, I hear someone? No? Okay. How do you define your niche? For me, I started with my what. What kind of problem do I want to solve? Of course, you can also start with the who is your targeting audience. I will give you an example. If I want to develop something about AI for non-tech teams, I will start with what is the problem? People have the tools, but they don't know how to develop, how to use them. So I will start with the what, and then I will think about who is my target audience. If I start with the who, I will start with project managers, for example, and then I will find out what is the wondest pain they have, and it will become my what. Okay? When you have defined this, the what problems are you solving, who are you serving, then you can start to message how or to pitch how do you do that. This is where your methodology is coming in and why it makes sense. I'm comparing myself because I was a consultant. I'm comparing myself very often workshop facilitator, consultant. What is the difference so that my client can understand this? Consultant often do analysis and then go away and bring then a solution in the company, which is not always adopted by everybody because they were not part of building the solution. A workshop facilitator sometimes make more sense when it makes more sense that the people are building the solution themselves and it has, for some topics, more impact. So this is the how. And then the last piece that is very important also is why you. Why should they trust you? If they don't know you, why should they trust you? What is your experience? What is your story behind? What have you experienced yourself as you were in the same situation as they were? This is everything, the last piece that make them go for you as a workshop facilitator. Is it clear for everyone? Give me a no. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Sorry, I have missed my. Okay, I wanted to give you my example workshoppers because you know me from being mentor for facilitators, but what do I do with corporates? So my what is organizational development. All the topics around organizational development, leader and team development for better performance in the organization. This is my topic and the language I talk when I speak with my customers. The who, in the meantime, these are international corporate teams in Asia and in Europe because I'm living part of the year in Asia, part of the year in Europe. And of course, in Europe, I concentrate on 3 countries: Germany, where I've been living for 25 years, France, because I'm French, and UK, because I speak the language. And actually, I have a lot of clients in the UK. I don't know why. The how, my how is, okay, first I do a diagnostic, and then I come with what makes the more sense for my clients, whether it's workshops, training programs, coaching, and sometimes programs who are mixing all the kind of service that I offer. And why me? Because I've been working in corporates for 20 years. I've been also working for the European Commission for 5 years. So I know the different kind of organization. I've been there and I'm speaking 3 languages that allow me to work with multicultural teams. Okay, so if I wrap up, finding your niche, defining your expertise is about finding your what, who you serve, how you do that, and why you. So I would like to ask you, what part of defining your expertise has been or is the hardest for you? And you can click on the answer in scenes. If you have any problems with the link, just put in the chat and we will put the link again. Is it working?
There's a question about Christian. So facilitation is not your core expertise?
No, facilitation is my methodology to help my clients with the problem that I solve. Organizational development and project management is more my core expertise. I would say it's my core expertise, but I would not present this expertise to my clients. Is the now I see. Okay. It's coming a little. The what?
I had to vote too, and that's why. I didn't.
Okay. The who? Interesting. I thought it would be the who. Interesting. What problem do you solve?
The what? The what is extremely important
Yeah.
too. Personally, this is what I struggled with for years and years.
And
You have
what
a
is
question
your...
from Alina.
Hi, Alina.
Hi. No, I just wanted to say that the what is the hardest, just because with facilitation you can address so much. And when people ask me like, what can you do? I'm like, anything basically related to collaboration and streamlining and helping you to get to a result. So that's why I think that the what is so high up on the list, because in terms of who, you will get there. But to pinpoint a certain thing and stick to it, I think it's the hardest part.
Absolutely. And it is also the hardest part for me now. The thing is, it's not because you are starting with a what just to define and to start to targeting some clients that you will not do the rest. Example, when I do a session of leadership development with a client, and I know that they will install new AI Microsoft Copilot in the next months, I'm talking with them about, oh, I heard that, and then you can still work on other workshops with them, and they will recommend you to their other clients, not only for the niche you choose at the beginning. It's just to start and
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah.
just to see, like, what do you want to be known for? Like, I think
Yep.
that's the hardest part. And sometimes you're known for something that you don't necessarily would have thought of.
Exactly. And I
Like,
will talk about it in
yeah.
a minute. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good. So the what seems to be the hardest one. Okay, so now I will come to the second ingredient of my business, and this is the media you choose to make your voice heard. And I will tell you which media I started with, and it's just about don't stay invisible, because the people don't see you. They don't know what you are doing. And if you want to attract them long term, you need to make your voice heard at some points. And the very important thing is to choose a media that fits your preference. Why? Because when you start to make your voice heard somewhere, and we will see where you can make your voice heard, the key is to be constant. So it's better for you if it feels natural what you're doing. If you enjoy it, it will be less overwhelming to stay constant even in the time you don't want to. So for example, if you are someone who don't like to talk, I would not recommend to make a podcast. But if you are someone who like to write or who is used to journal or things like that, then you could choose a newsletter, for example. So I will show you the different media that I'm using right now, 3 years after I start my business. And there are lots, I'm sure there are different medias I was not thinking about. So I started with LinkedIn. There is also the podcast, a newsletter or a blog, a YouTube channel. These are all the things that you can use to make your voice heard. My example.
And you need to do all of that, Nathy?
No, and this is the point. My example is, as I started in 2022, I started with 2 things. And I didn't know this was a strategy at that time. I started with 2 things like, okay, I will start to do something. So I started with LinkedIn. On the left side, I put my first post on LinkedIn the 1st of September 2022 as I was in Italy at the AGN Smart facilitation retreat, because someone pushed me to do that and I didn't want to. But I kind of liked it. I kind of like to share for free a lot of things and to ask questions also. And 3 years later, I have more than 4,000 followers, and I'm not someone who is going like spending the whole day on LinkedIn. This is not my thing. I'm posting my thing. I'm looking what is interesting for me in the morning, and I put comments when it's important to me or when I have something to say. But I kept constant the 3 years with 2-3 posts a week. And yes, I mean, these are 4,000 people. I try to imagine each step when I got by 500, then when I got by 1,000, and it's grow and grow. I was just trying to imagine the people in the room, because sometimes we tend to compare ourselves to others who have, I don't know, 20,000 people. And I was thinking, yeah, okay, but if I would have 500 people in the room, this is enough to share the things that I want to share. In the same time, I started my podcast, and it was really just for the fun. At the beginning, I was not even knowing if I would continue. In the meantime, there are over 70 episodes. And the great thing is, from the very beginning of the podcast, because I was talking to expert facilitators, I was also seen as an expert facilitator, even if I didn't have a big audience. And it grew very quick, actually. So I have to say, I had the chance to have great guests on the podcast from the beginning. But I think the key is every 2 weeks on Thursday, there is a podcast coming out. And maybe I missed 1 or 2. I think I missed 3 times. By the way, this week or last week, I was too late. And because I had other things with that were more important than the podcast. I know absolutely that the people are not waiting like, oh my God, Nathy has not bring the podcast out. So I don't put this pressure on me. But try to be constant, try to vary the topic you are talking about, vary men's, women. So this is what I was trying to during these 3 last years. And my God, I realized at the beginning of the year that more than 2,000 people are listening to the podcast every month. And I don't know if these are the same people that I have on LinkedIn. I cannot compare, but this is a big amount of people following, and it gives me a little bit more confidence to come out and say, yes, I'm doing something that people seems to like, so I will continue. And of
Nathy,
course, yes.
question about the time you spend to, some people are saying that it can be a full-time job. Some people are asking you how much time you're spending doing that.
Okay, so very good. I have to give an information here. I've been producing music since I am 15. So I had all the tools. This is just that you know. I had all the tools of editing, cutting, Spuren. What is the name? Mehdi, tracks.
I'm not Mehdi, but it's okay. As your answer.
Said, oh man, every time I do it live. Sorry. So I have all the tools. So this was something, the technique behind this was not complicated for me, but I have to say 3 years later, you don't even know the knowledge of editing to edit something properly because there are the right tools now. And I love to talk and giving, and I was on stage for years, so I have no problem to ask questions, talk, and yeah. So it took me like, it takes work. It's not like it don't takes work. But now with ChatGPT as my modern assistant to write my show notes from the transcript with the right tools, and in the meantime, since the last episode, I have someone who is taking over the video production, so it takes me less time. But at the beginning, it was like a day for a podcast, I guess, something like this. The magic of it is that through the podcast and through LinkedIn, what was absolutely not planned for me was that I found a new niche. And this new niche are you, the facilitators, because I started, I think, middle of 2023 to get a LinkedIn message like, oh, can you tell me how you do this? Can you tell me how you do that? Are you giving coaching sessions? Are you giving mentoring sessions? And at the beginning, I was taking a lot of calls. So I spent a lot on Zoom with people that were reaching out to me to collect all the pain points of the facilitators, to recognize that I was not the only one, and to recognize that I can give even more value. And I started to give coaching sessions 101, mentoring sessions 101, and I started to then build my program not only on the facilitation skills, but also on building a business as a facilitator, how to start. And why me? Yes, of course, because I've been doing this since a few years, and people know that I was at the same place. So it was a good way for me to have a new niche and a new expertise. And this is actually my only expertise not my only, but this is my, on LinkedIn, on the newsletter, on the podcast, on YouTube, I'm only targeting the facilitators. All the work that I do with corporates is not on my LinkedIn and is not through my podcast. But my clients are listening to the podcast, and my former boss is reading every time and clicking every time on each of my newsletters, so he still know what I'm doing, and when he needs something, he is reaching out. So you see that the media can bring you a new expertise, and the media will also support the next ingredient that I will show you in a minute. But first,
Nathy,
yes.
I have a question from Ralph. When was for you the turning point? And I asked for clarification that it changed for Nathy from starting visibility to new business. Ralph, if you want to comment.
Yeah, sure. Nathy, just to know that you show that you made LinkedIn and podcast. So
Yes.
because that you enjoyed, of course, that's the first purpose, I suppose.
Yes.
And then you discover a new niche. But when did you feel that it was really something now? It's something big. for you?
What do you mean? What
In terms
what do
of
you mean
business.
with something big?
So in terms of business, I mean, when I see the other chat, there's some kind of, there's an ecosystem of business that you are doing,
Yeah.
but you start your media content and I suppose at one you change your approach. It was much more, I would say, bracket more business oriented, or is it still for the fun, which it's
No, no,
nice.
no,
Yeah.
no. I would say, to be really honest, end of 2023, this was the first time that I put a strategy on a Miro board. And 2024, I sharpened this strategy. So how do I work with the corporate clients? How do I mix it up? Because I was really struggling with my homepage, for example. So what do I do? And then I started really to think, okay, I should concentrate maybe on the new niche this year and see where it comes. And then when I'm in Europe, I will make more workshops in the time I'm in Europe. And when I'm in Asia, I will concentrate more on the facilitators. And this year, I have also decided that the podcast will be the center of my business. So the podcast will grow with new series in the podcast. So I started to be more strategic than always taking action, but take a step back. And I also started since 6 months to take my Monday morning is always working on the business part and not on my clients. So I really started to understand that I need to focus and really think about what I will develop next. So this is this entrepreneur mindset that I didn't have before. I was just, okay, I want to go freelance, I start.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So you have already started. Yes, I wanted to ask you which media fits best for you, and it can be something else than the one that I present you. Telepathy. Who wrote telepathy? What do you mean by that? Said, it was you?
No, it was. I had a newsletter. I took this serious.
Telepathy. LinkedIn.
We need a masterclass from that person, please. I'd love to know how to sell with telepathy.
Yeah.
But I think we all agree on LinkedIn. So as you can see, it's the biggest one. So a lot of people are at least active on LinkedIn or see it as a main media.
Personally, I don't use LinkedIn at all to sell my workshops. But that's
to sell your work, yeah.
Yeah.
Say more, say more.
That's going to be complicated, but I have a network of partners, or you could call them even distributors, that have a big knowledge of corporate worlds. And as I'm specialized in large group events, it's a different kind of way of selling.
Yeah. But as I said, the LinkedIn for me is only targeting the facilitators. So all my workshops with corporates are sold through the other pillars. So we will go to the next pillar. What do you think it is? What could be the next pillar? Maybe you can put it in the chat. Network? This is not the next. Okay, so we reveal it. This is something Alex talked about in his last session. Develop your product. So when you have done when you have done regular workshops, when you are working regularly with your clients, you get a sense of what is needed and what is missing, or what are you doing that with one client that could interest another client. And these are all the products you can brand, you can develop, so that you have, for example, a signature workshop. Sorry, I'm missing so that you have your signature workshop or other product, and we will go through this. So the goal is to stop customizing everything and to package a branded offer. So you need to create a portfolio that saves you time. And when I say save you time, why? Because really, if you are looking for clients, doing your media, creating customized workshops every time. So I speak for me, no? Maybe this is not the thing for everybody. Then you have no time to, you have to invest time every time. So if you create a recipe, for example, a recipe for a workshop or a digital product or whatever, these are things that you can repeat and you don't have to change it every time. So you can change and adapt your recipe to each of the client, but you know exactly the steps that you want to do. So this is why creating your product is really a great way to pitch more easily to your clients and to propose solutions to their problems. So what kind of product, I speak German, English, it's horrible. Product, what kind of product there are? And I will name 4 of them, and maybe you have other ideas. Signature workshops, training program, digital product, mentoring or coaching. And I haven't do a specific slide with my product, but I will give you examples, signature workshops I am developing, and thanks to Alex, who was helping me, some workshops on AI for non-tech teams. For the facilitators, I have this workshop, which is known. This is the Start Riding the Wave as a freelance facilitator. It's very visual. I had a lot of people in those sessions. Digital product, another example. I had a session, a 2-hour remote session with a team, and they were asking, they have been trained on remote facilitation. All the frames that were in the mirror board was built so that from these frames I could transform it in a workbook that I give or sell to my other clients when we have training on facilitations, or when I see that they need something about remote facilitation. So I try to transform all the things I do. And what I do also, I have video course on specific topics, and I mix video course with workshops where they can apply what they have learned, and coaching so that they have an accountability partner when they are continuing their project. So these are all the products. Or another example, the Impasse framework that I shared with you in my first session. This is a 22-page guide to help you during the discovery call to ask the right questions. So these are La Workshopper's products. Okay. What do we have next? So the last pillar, what do you think it is? Community. Haha. Yes. I called it ecosystem. I called it ecosystem, and I will show you why. So an ecosystem is working with other people, and it's not only community, or maybe we have another sense of the word community, but the goal is to stop working in isolation and find the right people, the one that will help you grow. Because when you are alone, and this was a big struggle for myself. I've always been in corporates, in teams where I had my coffee for 5 minutes talking to colleagues. And the fact that I was alone, first I thought, yeah, I will be alone. I can do what I want when I want. Then I recognized, oh my God, when I don't have structure, this is not good. So I found some people, and the one is Said Saddouk. I think Said and I is like the facilitation husband of my life. We spend hours co-working day and nights, and is the person I would reach out when I'm not sure about something. So this is about finding the people who support you. But then I met also Alex, and Alex, we are working together on different kind of projects. And slowly, and these were not the first people that I got to know at my beginnings, because you get to know a lot of people when you make yourself visible. But with the time, you can sense who you can work with, because there is also a difference of having friends and working with other people. And here the goal is more to find the right people you want to grow with. So people who maybe are not doing exactly the same like you, and who can complete you. So what kind of ecosystem you can build? Because it's not just about co-working or collaboration. This is the first piece of this pillar. So collaboration is one. Partnership is also one, and I will tell you some of my partner here. Affiliates and sponsorship. So now the podcast is sponsored, and it will be announced in the next episode by by people who sponsor this. I will not reveal it. But these are parts of my ecosystem. And also delegation with the time. And when you start to grow your business, you have to understand that you need time more for your strategy. You need time more where you earn money, where you can attract the people, and you need time for this when you want to stop to work day and night. So I started to delegate since last year and this year some task of my business. And I will give you an example of La Workshoppers. So I think you recognize the three guys on the left side. Mehdi.
Who are they?
Mehdi, who is, and we have the same audience.
Which one is Mehdi? Say it. Which one is it?
The green one.
The one in yellow, right?
So you have to know, guys, that I always say Mehdi to Said and Said to Mehdi, and they're really pissed off, I will say. But I love you both. So Mehdi and I, we met in the Workshop Master. And he has actually the same audience as me. He's doing the same kind of program like me. We never had a spirit of competition, never ever. So we are sharing our new ideas. We are sharing what we are doing and cheering each other. So Mehdi. Said, I told you already, my facilitation husband or facilitator husband. Alex is I love Alex. Alex is explaining so well. He's always in a good mood. And yes, and I'm just amazed that I put these three people together. And Lina joined Live Workshoppers this year. Last year, I had another friend, Audrey, who was with me the whole year. Audrey is now concentrating on her business that she's growing, and Lina is working with me in the team. And on the right side, you will see people I delegate work. So Vaibhav is in India and is a video producer, and is the video producer from one of my partner who is Evive, and he took over the production of the podcast. And Arnaud Valli was my first boyfriend, and he's in Germany, and he's an illustrator, and he's doing amazing graphics. So all the little Nathy drawings you see, it's him who did that. He also designed the Start Riding the Wave workshop in Miro. So if you need someone to design some of your workshops you are repeating, so where it makes sense to design them properly, don't hesitate to ask me for his data, how to contact him, because I can connect you with them. And then I have partnership. And partnership is Linksbrain, for example, and I will talk about this partner in the next session with Mehdi, Sell Your Workshop. This is a digital transformation consultancy, which is in Indonesia, that I contacted 3 years ago as I was going to Bali. And they are working for all the big names, bank names, insurances around Singapore and Indonesia. And since they are always keen to work with me, we have developing some contracts together so that I don't need to chase for clients. I propose my service to Linksbrain, service that they don't have, but that are extending their portfolio. And we have a contract together so that I can deliver my workshops to their clients and they get money from the workshops I sell, of course. And eVive is my new big partner. And this is the reason why I'm going to India on the 10th of May. They have developed an incredible game for leadership development. This is a game where I got certified on, and my role here will be to show the facilitators how incredible this certification is, so that they are working with the biggest companies, Coca-Cola, PVC, Deloitte, everybody, but they need more certified facilitators. So since my audience are the facilitators, it was a natural thing that we partner together and that we will work on it together. And you will hear more about this in the next months. So I showed you 3 ingredients of my recipe: the expertise, the media, the product, and the ecosystem. Would you tell me which ingredient of the recipe would you like the most to develop? And of course, it depends where you are right now. If you are a beginner, I would concentrate on the expertise. I saw that we have a lot of freelance facilitators in the room. Ecosystem, right? This is good, because ecosystem, you can start with Fit for Facilitation. We have a board where we have all the cards, where you have all the LinkedIn profile of everyone, and I'm sure we will work on that board during the last session, the community after party. So stay connected with the people, have conversation. Product, yes.
Yeah, and I think the question here, Nathy, is which ingredient of the recipe would you like to develop the most? Because you only have one answer.
Yes,
Yeah, what
I
would
should
be your
have
first
put
priority? But
Yeah.
that's why I'm here. You're welcome.
Product and ecosystem. Really nice. So I have 3 more slides. Yes.
No,
Just
I'm sorry, Nathy, you are already above your quota of slides, so we cannot do any more.
it was clear
Okay,
that
let's make an exception. Okay.
These are scenes, not slides. You have 3 more scenes.
they are
Move on.
scenes. You don't know. They are
I don't know what I
scenes.
don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. I will make you this gift for your birthday, Said. When is your birthday, Said?
June 20th.
Yes,
And
true.
I take presents from everyone in the room, just saying.
Yeah, so we will develop a merchandise. You don't know what you don't know with your head on it.
Gift
Okay.
cards, cash, everything acceptable.
So which ingredient of the recipe? We saw most of you are about the product, ecosystem, and media. And because this is Fit for Facilitation, I wanted to offer you a 50% access to my next mastermind. It will start in June, and we will go through the 4 pillars. And it's like every week during 12 weeks, we will have live sessions about 3 about each of the pillars. So 3 sessions of expertise, 3 sessions of the media, 3 sessions of products, 3 sessions of ecosystem. If I see that there is more demand on one or the other pillar, I will adapt, of course. And we will have great experts coming for the product pillar and for the media. I think I will have, Said will come at some sessions concerning the media. We will talk about it. And yes, because it's fit for facilitation, I offer you 50%. I have a limited amount of seats of 10 people because if we are too much, I cannot concentrate on each one. And I would like to have hot seats so that people who want to present their ID can have the liberty to do that. The discount code is FFF 2025. The landing page is here. And the landing page is not perfect. Only that, you know, Said helped me yesterday night to put it out because I wanted to put it out after Fit for Facilitation. And I decided, okay, I can make it before. So it's here. And if you're interested, I would be more than happy to have some of you there with me. Okay, that was it. I can stay with you for any of your questions.
I would suggest, Nathy, let's do the fun part first. No, questions are also fun, but let's draw a winner while people are still here for our 2 prizes, if that's okay for you.
Yes. And I would also recommend, because we are talking about prices, I would really recommend to come to we have changed the name. The name was Wrap Up. I don't know who had this name, but whatever. So now it's
Mehdi.
called, he's not here, so of course this was Mehdi. The name is called Community After Party. Why should you come? Because in this last session on Wednesday, we will make a wrap up. I guess we will go over what happened during this week. There will be a lot of prizes and we will announce what are our ideas for what's coming next for Fit for Facilitation. So prizes, big networking activities, what's coming next. And when I say big prizes, it's really package of a lot of things together. So there will be big winners. So come on Wednesday when is it? At 5. Wednesday at 5 o'clock.
European time. Yeah.
European time.
Awesome. Can I finally close the screen sharing?
Yes,
Oh
you
my
can
God.
close the screen sharing.
Oh my God, finally. So thanks a lot, Nathy. Very, very well done. Round of jazz hands for Nathy. Awesome presentation. And I will do something that is this, I hope. Haha, you can see my screen. That's awesome. And because I was screen sharing, I need to change a few things here on my screen. Let me minimize this. And here we go. Okay. And
thank you, Nadia. Sorry.
so what we will do, again, I'm repeating, I should just record a video. It's always the same. What we'll do is we will give away 2 prizes today. And I will tell you in a second which prizes there are. To be one of the lucky winners of today's session, all you have to do is have at least 2 comments in the chat, which is your chance to say something nice to Nathy if you haven't done already, or you can also do it even if you already have 2 comments. So let me quickly check how many people on. We have 80 people on the wheel. There is room for improvement. And the second rule for winning is you still have to be in the room. Otherwise, I will draw again and we will pick another lucky winner. Nathy, which prize is the first one to spin the wheel for?
This is a great tool. This is the Session Lab for 1 year. And Session Lab is where I am preparing my workshops for corporates. So this is a tool you can use. It's better than any Excel. So I wish
I've been using it for 5 years at least, and I use it for every single one of my sessions, and I'm not paid to say that.
Yeah.
Who would pay you for such a thing? Okay, let me quickly remove my name and Alex and Nathy, of course, because we will not win.
Oh,
There we go.
I nearly
Okay.
went. Hey, at the previous session, I was one slot for winning my own card deck.
I never win something. I always have to work.
Same for me. So let's see. Last time we have 83 people on the wheel, and I will spin in, but this time I will have to synchronize my snap. Okay, here we go. No sound effects, but we have Sophia Alexandre. Sounds French to me at least. Sophia, are you still in the room? Otherwise, I'm quickly checking the participants list. Are you still with us? If not, I cannot see her. Alex, you can double check. I cannot see her in the.
What was the name exactly?
Sophia Alexandre.
Alexandre. I should be able to spell
Yeah.
that. Let me check.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any other
Oh.
Alex than me.
Okay, then let's do the second round. Yeah, I saw in the chat. I would appreciate if you prioritize the French people. This is just random luck, no bias at all. Spin the Stream Live wheel, and we have Judith.
Yeah,
Judith?
she's in. At least she's
Judith,
in.
are you still here?
I am. Hi.
Judith!
Do you accept
Perfect.
your year of Social Lab?
Yes, thanks.
And
awesome.
Judith is one of my mentees. So if any one of you have some questions about working with me, I'm super happy that you won this, my dear.
Yeah. Have you cheated? Huh?
No, I didn't know that she's coming.
Actually,
I didn't
no,
know.
no, Session Lab is also actually, I'm from Hungary and Session Lab founders are from Hungary. So it's a coincidence. Lucky,
Okay.
please.
Well,
you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Nathy, you shouldn't have said this. No, everybody thinks this is rigged.
No,
Only your
it's
mentees win
not.
something.
It's not. I didn't know that she's coming. So.
Only mentees and French people. Okay. Congratulations. I was just joking. And we have a second prize. Nathy, tell me what we can win in the second
prize
round.
is one of my favorite tools, also the Butter. So Butter has created the scenes product that we were on yesterday and in my last session. Butter is also a platform to run smooth workshops where everything is integrated, Miro and everything. So Butter, huge applause to this team. And yes, Butter, this license for 1 year.
I just looked it up, 350 euros worth for the big package. So let's see who the lucky winner is. Let me restart the music first. And here we go. Dum 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 dum. Anthony, I saw you. Are you still there?
Yeah,
are you still there?
He's here.
I'm here, but I already have Butter. Like the full
okay.
version. So
we
maybe
can
you can reroll.
No,
Do you
we
want to
can.
exchange?
No, wait. Can I give it to Vivian? Because
Vivian is in the same bureau, in the same office like you, right?
It's your prize. It's your prize. Do whatever you like, I would say. Is it okay for you
I'll
guys?
Give it to Vivian.
Okay. Fine for me.
That's very generous. Bravo.
Hi, Anthony.
Awesome.
Hi,
Thanks a lot.
Nathy.
Applause for Anthony for his generosity. That's awesome. Awesome. And I heard the MF where somebody screamed because probably they lost. However, so that was that. And I will cut the music and I will switch back to my face. We have today is Monday, 1, 2, 3, 4 more sessions to go. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a session, of course.
And if you have any questions now, I'm still in the room. So tomorrow we have selling your workshops at 2. And then there is, what is the next session?
It's side session.
It's side session. Oh, it's side session. So we will all have a cap. And
all of you who really enjoyed the different effects with the screens, etc., changing scenes, etc., I think that's something you're going to show us, right, Said?
Yes, I will showcase like Stream Live you saw before with the wheel and the poll in the beginning and the globe if you saw it in the other sessions last week. And OBS, Stream Deck, and all the cool and geeky things you can use as a facilitator. But enough about that. And if there are any questions, any remarks, anything towards Nathy, I will shut up and I will bring you back in full screen, Nathy.
Yes.
Just raise your hands and you can unmute yourselves.
You can just unmute yourself if you have any question.
We want questions. We want questions.
I
do you
have one actually. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Vivian. Hi.
Hi. So my question to you is that how did you find your very first client?
So my very first client, you mean not my former employer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking, okay, what are the things that I have that others don't have? I really made a list. And who do you know who is French, speaking fluent German and also English? So this is where I was starting. And then I was looking, okay, is there any event for French German people, for French German companies? Where can I reach out to the people? What are the companies who are in Germany and in France? And this is how I started to do that. And when I went to Bali, I was looking, okay, who are the people who are working with facilitators? This is one of the story I will tell tomorrow. So I was always looking very clearly about where can I find the people, and I start conversation. And my very first workshop, which was not with my client, was it was a great workshop, but it was an experience that teach me I don't want to make hybrid. So I had 38 people in the room and 6 people online. A team from France and a team from Germany who never met before, and some French don't speaking English and some German don't speaking French. So, and one person who couldn't speak. And people from Turkey, and I don't know the other country, so 6 people who were not in the room. It was the most challenging workshop I ever had, and it was okay. I think I did my best, but it was the best lesson about what I want to do and what I don't want to do. Does it answer your question?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you have plenty of hand raised. Matthew, for example.
Yeah, Matthew.
Hello.
Hi.
Nathy, I remember that workshop. We talked about that several years ago, and that was quite the workshop you put together there. So congratulations on getting through that. So my question is, you said you have this background that you can associate with what you do now, something to fall back on. I came from a background that, frankly, the people in my old profession, which is molecular plant biology, were not interested in. In fact, they see what I do as a challenge to their intellectual prowess for some bizarre reason. I've tried knocking on that door several times. So I've had to step back with no experience, no background other than solving problems. And that's so my method is my product, is my service, is everything I am. So I don't have a expertise to fall back on. So what I have done is I've gone after people's psychological profile, not their industry profile. So I find out what makes people tick that want to work with me, and I don't worry about the industry. So the problem is I don't have a good compass for going after those companies. I'm trying to find that person that happens to be a business owner or in control with that personality, not necessarily the company. Do you have any advice on like how to narrow that down?
So my advice, what I do when I also try to find out what are the problems in some organization, so some kind of organization, I would pick one and I would try to reach out to the people, making a list of the people that I find that are working there. and try several things. I would prepare an interview. What do I want to learn about these people? Like an interview of 10 questions. And then I would reach out to them, whether on events it's easier when you are in person to meet people on a personal way.
Yeah.
True. And there I would say, oh, by the way, I'm working on something, I'm developing something, and I would love to pick your brain because you are in this kind of industry, and I just want to check if I'm right, and maybe I can give you a few tips on the topic I'm working in after our conversation, so that this is a win-win. And I did it for a few companies in Asia. And I made this interview with, I think in the meantime, 15 people from 15 different companies. And then I start to look at the pattern, look at the things that are common everywhere, you know?
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I that's what I do. I forgot to say, I try to niche to the problem more than the industry. So, and that's taken a while to whittle down.
It's
because
take a
people have so many
while.
different problems.
Absolutely.
And pretty soon, yeah, it is a no one size fits all.
Absolutely.
You can also usually in the real world, the problem have a kind of funnel effect. So you can communicate wide on a big problem, and then see you have a different layers where the problem becomes more and more precise. I don't know if it's a bit theoretical what I say, but you have a big problem, you have a small problem. But anyway, when I communicate on the issues and absolutely not the solutions to the issues. Because the problem is most people are not looking for the solution that you're selling. They are looking for ways to solve their problems.
Absolutely. All right.
And you were in one of my mentoring. The point is when you start to intentionally networking with the people, it means you are not here not to just to say I'm a workshop facilitator or I do. When you start to speak intentionally to the people, there are a lot of things that are unlocking. And I can remember one of your messages where you called me, it was like you were blown away by what you get from this interview. Maybe you can talk about it.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Good talking to you, Nathy.
You're welcome. I saw Nakul, or I don't see him anymore. There was someone putting his hand like this.
Yeah, I think dropped off already.
Oh, sorry.
Unfortunately, so yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions
time.
or remarks or? Yes, I see that you did say if you want to reach out to her. Thank you, my dear. I didn't want to put it on you. But you did a lot of interview, you did, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And suddenly some projects started to pop up also just by asking questions. So that was really helpful that we were going through that.
Yeah. Any other questions? Or maybe you have enough from the Pinky Nathy. No? Okay. So guys, we see you tomorrow. Shane, you are here. There are some faces I see every time, so I'm sure there are a lot, but Shane, you are here in every session. Did you miss one session of Fit for Facilitation? You didn't, right? I see also close to you, Karen. She's in every session. James Eaton. No, I didn't see you before. You have your cap. Maybe I will see you in the next session. So I thank you guys. It was really nice again. And tomorrow I will not be alone. I hope that Mehdi will be fit again for facilitation because he's sick. And see you tomorrow, guys.
Bye-bye, everybody. It was
Bye-bye.
great seeing you all. Thanks a lot for supporting us and being active and present and asking questions and smiling and raising your thumbs. And
Please connect with Nathy, follow her, follow all her stuff, her podcast, her newsletter, all the great things. Reach out, do the things decent humans do. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central European Time.